All right. The fun part about V2 and about the system itself is going to be some of the pre-built tools that we have in place and the custom tools. Now, the custom tools we'll get to here in a little bit, but we're just going to start today with adding and removing tags in both chat and voice and some things to help you along the way just with general prompting information because the LLM needs a little bit of context, and by LLM I mean the AI itself needs a little bit of context on what you want done and when you want it to do it. We try to do a good job of putting a lot of safety rails in place and training wheels, and we even have more coming, like a generator for you, so you don't even have to do this. But I'm just going to give you the easy stuff here today on getting that started and show you how to set it up in both chat and voice to be a little bit autonomous. So I'm going to go ahead and pop over to my screen here, easy enough. And we're going to start in this newly generated assistant I just created, just generated, and we're going to add a couple tools. And I'm going to show you how to make this thing a little bit autonomous in doing these actions so you don't have to call it out directly in the prompt. Now you can, and it may be a good practice too, specifically if you want it to be very deterministic in doing so. But a lot of these tools can be done almost autonomously where you don't have to call to them, you don't have to tell the prompt, you don't have to tell the AI to do it, because that also can come up with conflicts if you call the wrong name for the tool, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm going to show you what's best to put there, and then in the future we'll have a generator for you so you don't even really have to touch it. Okay, so I have this one, with the OG style guide, Rails guidelines. I always recommend don't change these. These will come in every generation that you do on Assistant. These are torture tested for both chat and voice, and we have an identity. I don't have anything else. A super easy prompt, right? Just to show the autonomy of it. So let's go into tools here, and I'm gonna add a add tag and a remove tag for a specific scenario of someone using GoHighLevel. And if someone uses GoHighLevel, we're gonna add the tag, and if they do not use GoHighLevel, we're going to remove the tag. Just to show you adding and removing, we're gonna do that in both chat and voice. Okay, so I've added a little safety parameters for it there, but let's go in here and let's say we want to add the tag GoHighLevel. Easy enough. I don't have this in my CRM, so you don't have to have it preemptively for this. If it's not there, it'll create it. Easy enough, right? So when it comes to descriptions on not only some of these pre-built tools like add, remove tags, transfers, extractions, whatever it is there, you want to give the AI context, especially if you want this to be an autonomous action, meaning you don't have to tell it to do it in that specific scenario right then and there. You can call out the tool, so you can say use get availability or get underscore availability and then book appointment using book underscore appointment. It understands that context, but we don't want to have to do that. That makes our job a little bit harder. And just as an example here, so I'll go ahead and take this and I'll just delete it, right? So you see here under pre-built tools, you see how robust these descriptions are and how plain language and how concise they are about telling the AI what I want it to do. And we won't get into anything complex like marrying two tools or anything like that, because you could do that by referencing each other. Nothing you want to worry about right now. That's all custom tool stuff. We're just worried about the easy stuff. We want this to work, and we want it to work consistently. But take note of how much description I'm giving this, and I'm giving it what the tool does. So use this tool to XYZ, under what scenario, if the user is XYZ, and when, later in the conversation, when the conversation is done, anytime during the conversation, you don't have to be that specific on that last part, but the description is your way of describing, no pun intended, what the tool does, how it works, and when to do it to the AI. That's how it makes it autonomous, and that's how the tools work. Now, you can use them in any scenario, but hopefully talking your head off there kind of gives you an idea. So I'm going to go here, add tag, GoHighLevel, and let's say use this tool to add the tag GoHighLevel to the user in the CRM whenever the user has, proclaimed they use GoHighLevel or GHL. All right, easy enough. I'm going to add that on to mine, and then I'm going to do the same thing for remove. So I'm going to remove tag GoHighLevel. I'm going to just copy that over, use this to remove the tag whenever the user has proclaimed they are not using GoHighLevel or GHL. Easy enough, right? So remove tag, you see how specific I am here. Add tag, you see how specific I am here. Easy enough, right? And again, we're going to come up with generators for you on this, and we're going to have naming IDs and things like that. So it should make it significantly easier. But today, to make it super, super robust, to make it reliable, and to make it where you don't have to call it out into the prompt, which I'm not going to do. I'm going to leave my prompt blank. This is how you basically, it's almost like a mini prompt. It's like almost like a side quest for this AI. And its main quest of conversing with the user, the tools act as side quests. So we also need to, if we're going to do it this way without calling to it, we need to tell the AI when, how, why, where, what, right? Just giving it full context like you would a VA, except unlike the VA, you don't have to tell the AI a million times. You just have to tell it right the first time. And concise in plain language. Remember, you're talking to a computer, and AI is not super smart, all right? AI is not smart. So you have to tell it in the most concise language as possible. And you also notice the cadence of the conversation. I'm using proper AI conversation roles, user, assistant, things like that, where the contact is the user, not users, not contacts, but the user. Okay, we ready? All right, so I have my tools. I gave the scenario under which to add the tool. This is for both chat and voice. I also gave the tool name that I like, which is GoHighLevel. It automatically named it for me. Again, all later stuff. No need to worry about it right now. All right, so that's on there. I've confirmed it's on there. I have no prompt calling to it just to show some autonomy. And then I have a active tag and a phone number. So let's go over to my contact here. This is me. I already have a conversation going, so we'll reference it in here. Let's go there. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to text in and say, be a little obvious to say, I use GoHighLevel for my CRM. As soon as that comes through, you'll see the action of, like, again, in the mind of this computer, right, as it's conversing with this person, the tools kind of sit as a peripheral, right? Like they sit like almost like a prompt, but they do sit as a peripheral where in the scenario of like if you're not calling directly to it, like I'm not in my prompt and I'm not like ask if they use GoHighLevel, and if they do add tag this, or and if they do not add remove tag, you can't do that. But just remember use this this proper name here, because if you use something else, it'll call a tool that doesn't exist, and it just won't be a fun day. That's why we try to keep it autonomous on some of those actions. But you'll see under the scenario there. 1 second. Maybe I texted the wrong number. Didn't go through high level. Let me try this. Maybe one day I'll learn how to use technology correctly. Oh, there we go. Finally. Easy enough. And then also if you're doing triage and some of the stuff like this, if you see it, and this is just for chat because it's going to work pretty much the same way in both chat and voice. Whichever way you use it, you'll see the call here. It'll say tag qualified removed, tag qualified added. Whichever you're doing here, you can kind of get a little bit of the logs on the back end. Looks like we may be having some sending stuff with high level because that one was scheduled like minutes ago, and it's just now sending through high level. And the same thing here. That first one didn't even come through, and now it is. So I don't know. I'm gonna pause real quick. I guess let high level catch up, and then we'll play the game of AI. I guess you know what? Screw it. I'm not waiting on high level. I'm tired of waiting on high level. Let's call this thing. All right. I have a special number for this one here.
Hey, Jordan. How's it going? What can I help you with today?
Hey, I just wanted you to know that I do use high level. GoHighLevel is my CRM.
Got it, Jordan. I've noted that you use GoHighLevel as your CRM. All set. Is there anything else you need help with today?
No, give me 1 second though. Let me make sure you did your
Sure thing.
job correctly. There you go. All right, now I actually lied to you just now to tell you that I actually don't use GoHighLevel. I use HubSpot.
No worries, Jordan. I'll update that for you right away. Thanks for letting me know. All set. Your CRM is now updated to HubSpot. Anything else you need help with?
No, that's about it. All right, so there we go. Gotta love it. Add and remove tag. Didn't have to tell it to, right, autonomously. And that was just a very broad example. You can do this for just about any qualifying metric for tagging and untagging. There we go. Look at this. Gotta love high level, man. The other one it's scheduled for now, and I'm sure who knows when it'll come through. Same thing applies, right? So a lot of this stuff comes down to, and this is what we're gonna do it for you. Don't worry about it. All right. A lot of the stuff on when it comes to these tools really comes down to the description, right? Even on the context injection and stuff like that, the way we talk to AI is it's a bit different, right? Especially because we're more of a tool based AI system. We really want robust AI without becoming unfocused. A lot of other platforms will make you prompt all your shit in, and it becomes really really unfocused because there's so much instruction, so much context that it's like, what is going on? So we focus on tools, on peripheral things, pre and post processing tools to add on and be able to go do things that those actions become autonomous in that way, right? Makes it super, super easy, super robust. And if we come here to chat, let's go here, boom, there we go. Added tag, GoHighLevel. And then if I went back and I said, hey, I don't use GoHighLevel, it'll remove it. But it all comes down to, I'll tell you right now, the description. And if you ever just want best practices, you can kind of see here some of the verbiage. I know this is not like all of it because some of them get cut off on specific ones there, but you can see the verbiage there. I will also add this verbiage here into the description of the video, and I'll add it in school so that you can have it, but we will generate this for you in the future, so no worries on that. But there you go, voice and chat, dealing with fun high-level stuff, but tags, add and remove, pretty easy. Extractions the same way. I'll make a video on that, and then we'll get the custom tools. Very, very fun stuff. Happy Thursday.